Let's see. Are we live? Live on Facebook. Let's see. Trying to find where the chat is. Okay, here we go. Hello, everyone. Hello out there. Welcome to our Facebook Live with Ken Honda. We are going to be talking about money EQ tonight. We're so excited to have you with us. This is a live call. We've got questions from you that you've sent us, and we're so excited to hear more about what money EQ is with Japan's foremost teacher of money, Ken Honda. So we're going to get started in just a second. This is, let's see, trying to see where the chat is. I want to see you guys. Okay, here we go. Great. This is wonderful. Let me just try to see where the chat is. Just don't want to hear myself. Okay, I think I got it. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our Facebook Live with Ken Honda on Money EQ. Thank you so much for joining us and submitting your questions. We are going to do a deep dive into Money EQ over the next 30 minutes and answer some of your questions with Ken Honda. So if you don't know, Ken Honda is the foremost teacher of money in Japan. He has written over 60 books now, and he's even surveyed over 12,000 millionaires in Japan to find out what makes a person wealthy. What does real wealth mean? And so I would love to introduce Ken Honda to the call. Welcome. He's coming in from the mountains outside of Tokyo, and we're so great to have him here on this call tonight. Welcome, Ken.
Hello, Ezra. Hi, am I
Muted.
on? Am I on?
Muted.
Oh,
Oh, actually, I'm probably muted. Go ahead.
Hi, am I on?
okay, so
Yep.
I'm on. Okay, good. Hi, thank you. And hello, everyone. My name is Ken Honda. I'm a Japanese author. I've been writing so many books, and I wrote my first English book, Happy Money. And in that, I teach about money EQ. That's tonight's theme. So we're going to explore what money EQ is with Ezra. So here you go. I'm going to follow your lead.
You got it. Well, so welcome to the call, Ken. So great to have you here. So we would love to hear, like, how did you get started? You've been teaching about money for decades now in Japan. How did you get started? What brought you to your desire to have a better relationship and understanding of money, and where you are today with that?
Yeah, so I've written so many books on my life and how I learned about this. So I'm going to make it very, very short. So I was born into a unique family. My father was a very successful tax accountant, and he started teaching me about money when I was small. And because of the teaching I learned from my father, I learned so much about money. So I started my business in my early 20s. But by the time I was 29, my wife found out that she was pregnant. So we decided to have a few years off. And that went to 4 years. And during the semi-retirement, I got this inspiration to write. And before that, I had no experience of writing whatsoever. So I was surprised at myself about even the idea that I was going to write a book, which I did eventually. And it turned into a series of books. And after about 8 million copies, here I am with everybody. And I've been teaching about money EQ for the past 2 decades.
Amazing. Thank you, Ken. We've got a lot of people really excited in the chat. Mary Cruz, Demetrius, Michelle, Heather, welcome to the call.
Hi, I can't see you from here, but I'm just imagining that wherever you are, I'm sending you hello and lots of love from my heart.
So when I first discovered you, I had no idea about money EQ and what money EQ means. I know emotional EQ. I've heard of that before, and I study that actually. But what does money EQ actually mean?
So my father started teaching me about money IQ. When I think back on it, he started teaching me about what money is and how you can make money. And I learned all that in my teens. And after meeting with many millionaires, I realized that there are two kinds. One is happy millionaires, and the other not so happy. And I became a student to one happy millionaire, and also I became a student with a miserable millionaire. They're very angry, and they were always complaining about life and money. And I thought, oh, if I want to be a millionaire, I want to be a happy one. And I know you heard of a story that rugby, American football players or movie stars, they make millions of dollars, but they go bankrupt for some stupid mistakes. And the hedge fund managers who are supposed to have high money IQ, they could lose everything because of their low money EQ, which means their relationship with money is not the healthy one. So you can make emotionally stupid mistakes, and that could ruin your life. So I realized that you need to have a base as money EQ. And if you are happy as a person, and if you have a better relationship with money and life, and then you can build your financial fortress. Otherwise, even if you make a lot of money, your habit of spending more and doing more could get you into hell of wanting more, doing more. So no matter how much you make, you may have experience as well. Your income grows, but also your expenses too. So unless you have this management inside and how to find peace with money, you cannot enjoy wealth. That's money EQ.
Nice. Yes, I think that's so important because I think you don't even need to be rich, right? You
Yes.
need a certain amount of money to live and actually have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like sometimes the more money we make, the more money we feel we need.
Yes.
And it's a never-ending cycle. So this is very important to develop this side of ourselves.
Yeah, so please don't fall into this trap that many brilliant people did, because whoever is watching this, you have a computer, an internet, and I'm sure you're very well educated. So those people who are highly motivated and want to learn more, doing more, you could be a candidate for money addiction, which is so bad because once you're addicted to this money-making life, you'll never be satisfied. So instead of going that direction, you have to find peace with money, and that is money EQ. So I'm going to answer you your questions tonight, and I think you will get the idea which direction you have to go to find happiness and money at the same time.
Amazing. Yes, let's get into those questions.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you guys want to find out more about Money EQ, the quest that we are launching
Mm-hmm.
this next Monday on the July 26th with Mindvalley,
Uh-huh.
I'm putting a link in the chat. This is our masterclass where Ken is also going to be teaching you further some secret techniques that he learned from the Wahei Takeda. He's like
Yes.
the Warren Buffett of Japan. And you're also going to be able to take and identify your money EQ type during the masterclass, and
Mm-hmm.
also how you can heal one of the biggest wounds that has left many of us paralyzed with fear around money. So I'm going to share that in the chat again, and
Thank you.
let's break into these questions.
Uh-huh.
So
That's
thank you
my
so much
favorite.
Yes. Thank you so much for submitting these questions through
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and through Ken's website as well. Let's break in. This comes from one of your students, Ken,
Okay.
who asks, how can I develop a mindset that isn't troubled over money?
So you have to know money is the problem. You think money is doing it for you, but actually fear around money is doing it for you, or worrying about money, or the thing that you projected out to money is doing it for you. So please don't blame money. Money is could be a fun, fun-loving, beautiful person, but you make it a bad person. So please let money off the hook from the bad guys in your life.
Yeah, this is great. I actually started your quest a couple of weeks ago, and
Uh-huh.
just the first day, I
Mm-hmm.
experienced a transformation, and I realized I had some negative money when I did this exercise where you picture money as a person. I felt
Right.
I had this sadness towards
Uh-huh.
money, even though money was happy towards me. I felt this sadness, and you've got this powerful meditation, even on the first day, where I was able to break through and start unblocking some of those energies.
Great.
The next question comes from also one of your members of
Uh-huh.
your salon. I have a lot of negative feelings and experiences with money. How can I learn to let go of those negative blocks?
So first of all, congratulations on pinpointing your negative beliefs around money, because most of us just feel bad and then we don't do anything about it. But once you know that we feel bad about certain things, it's a great start. For example, if you feel powerless about spending money, or if you feel paralyzed when you take a look at your bill online or on paper, that means you have fear around money. That means so many different things. One, you feel like you don't have enough power to keep making money. Number two, you have this worrying energy that one day I may not be able to pay all the bills. And third, you may lose a job and you end up on the street. So these multiple layers of fear around money and life are attacking you. So once you realize that this is your fear, and you just put it onto money, blame it onto money, you have to integrate it. It's your fear. It's inside you. So even if you have, say, $10,000 in your bank account, you probably feel not enough. And even if you have $100,000, you may last a few years, but you feel like it's not enough. Even if you have, say, $2 million in your bank account, you're afraid that somebody's going to steal it. So this is a never-ending fear. So you have to realize and just start looking inside, because you can find all the answers inside. I teach a lot based on Zen ideas and philosophy. So in Zen, you have to find a neutral state. So people are super excited about making money. People are super worried about money. You have to integrate it together and just find this neutral spot in you. So you're not very excited about it. You're not worried about it, because you let money be. And once you start getting this idea, okay, I guess probably I don't have to have fear around money. And then you realize why in the world I worry about money? I don't get it. So if you just get this idea, like worrying could be an addiction, because if you, as long as you fear, you can stay small. So you are more loyal to your smallness than your greatness. And just imagine you're free from fear. What would you do? If you're not afraid of money, if you're not afraid of losing job, what would you do? So that is another question for you if you have a lot of fear in your life.
Amazing. Yeah. And Adi's got a question that kind of dovetails onto that.
Mm-hmm.
When will I get to know that I have earned enough money?
Mm-hmm. Say it again.
When will I get to know that I actually have enough money?
So my teacher, Wahei Takeda, always answer me in a Zen way. So I'm going to give you the answer, which could bother you for the next few weeks. So when you stop thinking about money, that's when you know that you graduated from money.
Mm.
A lot of people keep thinking about money. So if you realize that, I haven't thought of money for a while, that's when you're free from money. So it's funny because you want the answer, when can I feel that I have enough? So I'm just saying, like, if you don't think of money, that's the goal.
When
So
you don't feel,
it could be a little contradiction, but I think that would be a place. So you will have no energy about having money or not having money. You just focus on your life. and that's the goal. So a peaceful person, high money EQ person, doesn't worry about money. Money could be air to them, where most of us, money could be water. And for some of us, money could be cold, depending on where you live. So if you live in a cold place, money could be icy and cold, so your hands, fingers will freeze. But if you live in such a free world, if somebody is trying to sniff your air, you wouldn't just punch him in the nose. You say, okay, if you want to breathe this air, just do so as much as you want. It's nice air. So you don't have to worry that this is my air, so don't even think about breathing, So because it's abundant. Once you know that we have full of opportunities, there are so many opportunities out there, and there's enough money. So the only problem you have is it's not in your bank account. So there's a lot of money out there, so not under your name, but it's not a problem. I may sound like I'm joking, but I am in a sense, but it's not under your name. That means you could borrow it or let somebody pay for you, and you have no problem. That is the idea.
Got it. And so Minashki says, she asks, when you're drowning in debt, even though you have the money mindset, how do you implement it if you've got all this debt?
That's another very good question. And Ezra, if you could, or if you know, could you say that person is from where? Because it could be fun.
It doesn't have just Minashki from Facebook.
Oh, I wonder where he or she is from, because I'm just curious and I'm excited that I want to know where you're from. If you have a question, please let me know where you're from too. Okay, so going back to the question. So I want you to think of, if you have a debt, you think of a debt, how do you feel? And most of the people who with debt, they feel like they're burdened. So they feel like there's people are carrying heavy weight on their shoulders. But think about it from a different perspective. I encourage you to think of that as trust and love from strangers who placed in you. They trusted you. They loved you enough. So they let go of their money and just wire it into your account in hope that they will get the money back from you. That means they placed trust in you. So you keep paying back. So instead of feeling burden, just feel the joy and then the trust that you had placed from a stranger you don't even know. Somebody from the bank or institution, could be a relative of yours or friends. They trusted you. So instead of saying, I don't want to pay back this loan, this is a burden, just look at it as trust and friendship. And if you just start thinking, reframing the energy from heavy burden to trust, you want to appreciate him or her for trusting you. So every month, at the end of the month, you pay a certain amount of money to pay back the loan. Do so with appreciation. Thank you for trusting me. I think I answered your trust because this month I can pay back the loan I promised. So with my promise and money, I will put some interest as a token of appreciation for trusting me. And then every month you can smile at the bank statement or online banking or write a check, and then just let go of the money with appreciation. And if you start doing that, the whole thing shifts, because you realize that you're not burdened by conspiracy of banking industry. You're just thanking back for trusting you. So you're not a terrible person who are burdened with debt. You are a happier person because somebody trusted in you. So you should be happy about it. And if you know what I'm talking about, your life is already shifted. So congratulations to that too.
Wonderful. Yes, I know you go deeper in it on the quest of Money EQ, and we even have a bonus where you talk about dealing with debt I think this is a very important topic, and I love that you start with changing your perspective of that debt in your relationship.
Yes. So, transforming a relationship with money is very easy, one thing at a time. You thought like certain thing from through fear or doubt. That's why you couldn't see the whole picture. But once you know the whole picture, you realize that you're in the flow of happy money instead of unhappy money, which is full of trust, frustration, and anger. So I hope you start creating this happy money flow, which will make you smile.
That's great. We've got a question from Zest here. So he says,
Yes.
money is energy, but how do we align positive energy with a particular desire for lavishness if we like really nice things?
Yeah. So some psychic people say that there's like this thick greed and bad energy on top of, say, $100 bill. So you have to cleanse it. She suggested that just do so with appreciation. And so every time you receive money from somebody, just cleanse it in your mind. I teach in my seminars that it's called happy money laundering. You have to launder your money with your appreciation. And after that, you can enjoy the energy of clean money energy. But otherwise, you put out a lot of emotional garbage onto money. As much as you want money, you hate money because you think deep inside money hurt you, so I'm going to hurt you back. It's almost like you're in a fighting position with money. Hey, come on, I'm going to fight you back. But, money could be your best friend. So you wouldn't do this with your best friend. So once you know that you overreacted to money, you can apologize to money. And I hope you start a fun conversation with money. I teach about money from a whole different perspective from many different teachers in the West. So because, for example, Japanese people believe in 8 million gods. That means in everything you see, there is God. So just imagine, just for sake of fun play, just imagine money is a person. Who would it be? And if you could have a little chat with money, just have a friendly chat. I do that in my seminar or like masterclass too. That's for free. You just pull out a credit card or money and just start having a little chat. And pull out your credit card and just say, "Hi, money. How are you?" And you'll be amazed. You may get the answers, and hopefully the conversation will be a fun one.
Yeah, I love how you talk about this in the masterclass about just starting with changing your relationship towards money.
Right.
How powerful that can be as a start.
Yeah. So money can be so much fun. So people just sent me all the feedback from courses in English and other languages. Like I never thought learning about money could be this fun. We've been so tormented by our parents and by our brothers and sisters. We've been ridiculed for not doing things right. So we are very fearful around money because we don't want to make any mistakes that would upset my mother, my father, my sister, my wife, my husband, or even kids. I just try to remember how many times you got praises around money and how many scoldings you got around money.
Yeah, I remember my own life. I remember two phrases my mom used to always say: "We don't have the money, and money doesn't grow on trees." I remember I heard that all the time.
Yes, and then without knowing, it's in her head. By the way, my secret hobby is collecting all the terrible, horrible saying from the world, different cultures. For example, if you don't have money, you don't have a head. That's a Japanese saying. Isn't that scary?
Yeah.
So I thought when I grow up and then I have no money, my head will be chopped off. That was a scary image, to teach a 6-year-old.
So I've got a great question from Shakib here,
Mm-hmm.
kind of dealing with the times here. How
Yep.
can a hustler think of EQ and make changes in their life?
Hustler meaning,
Like someone that's really hustling and grinding and
okay, okay,
working on
okay.
their business and
Okay.
for
Yeah,
more money.
I call them a money addict type.
Mm,
So you have to realize that you are addicted to money because and the tricky part is you have too much fun doing that. So if you cannot stop for family or for your peace of mind, you have to face it. You may have this addiction issue around being a hustler. So real happiness comes from peace. So I don't. I'm not saying that doing what excites you the most is a bad thing. It's a great thing, but being overjoyed or doing too exciting things that could go beyond your energy. That means that you're spending too much energy in creating money. You have to know. You have to know to draw a line. What is enough? So if you cannot answer to this question, what is enough? When is enough? You have to start thinking, how much is enough? Otherwise, you will lose your peace of mind. One time I had a chat with a millionaire and I asked him, do you feel that you have enough money? And he said, no, I have only a small private jet. I want a bigger one. So, if you have a private jet, you want a bigger boat, 2 jets, so 3 houses. There's no end. So you have to know, for now at least, what is enough. Otherwise, you lose sanity over money.
so true. So true not to get caught up in that.
And it's so easy because, if you're smart and if you have enough energy and you feel like you can go.
Oh yeah.
So you have to ask yourself. And otherwise, your partner or your kids would ask you, Daddy or Mommy, why do you have to work so hard? And then I hope you listen to that voice.
Great. I've got time for one more question with you, Ken. I think
Time flies, isn't it?
yeah, totally. This is a great one.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned in the master class that there is the largest per capita millionaires are in Japan,
Uh-huh.
in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
And so this question comes from Jiyu. Is money openly talked about in Japanese households from childhood? And is that why there's so many millionaires in Japan?
I don't think Japanese people are open to talking about it, talking about money. I think it's a very common thing in all the different cultures. But compared to, say, North America and Europe, money is more open topic than sexual issues in Japan. So I had a fun interview with American TV that they asked me about that same question, and I was just joking with an interviewer. American people don't mind talking about sexual life, but if you are confronted by your best friend, how much money do you make? You'll probably freeze. So I think it's different from one culture from another. But the reason why there are many more millionaires in Japan or Japanese people have concentrated on creating service, creating cars, and as a country. So I think people are hardworking, and so that's I think one of the reasons. So, but say in California, there are many international high-tech companies that are kind of like going global. So I think it's more about culture. Even in North America, like say culture around in California, they are more curiosity driven. They find so much fun creating new services, and they're happy to do that. So if there is culture in creating more, I think there will be money. But you have to be careful because you may have heard the word karoshi. That means work to death. It's great that you love work, but don't work too hard until you drop. So you have to know the line once again, when to stop. Otherwise, your families are crying while you're working at your office. So that's why I retired at the age 29. And because of me, thousands of young Japanese men started to have a longer hair and then going home earlier. So I'm so proud than making 8 million book sales. More than that, I'm so happy to send all the Japanese young businessmen home earlier than they do. So stop working if you're working too hard, and then enjoy life.
And thank you so much for that. Definitely is needed in the Japanese culture of going home a
Yes.
little bit early.
Yes.
Ken, do you have any closing words for us before we wrap up this Facebook Live? Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I don't know where you are, but I hope you start this ripple effect. I've taught about happy money for the past 2 decades, and what I find so thrilling and also fulfilling is that people change themselves first, and then they start the flow of happy money in their life. If you start creating happy money flow in your life, that means receive money with appreciation and also spend money with appreciation, your life will be definitely different. And also, you're going to impact at least 20 people. And if you are more influential, you're going to impact 200 people around you emotionally and psychologically. So I hope you will start having more fun in your life and start creating the flow of happy money. You don't have to be a millionaire or billionaire. Just enjoy what you do and start appreciating your life. So, and I want to invite you to a masterclass for Mindvalley is doing. It's free, and I have taught so many techniques in there as well. So hopefully you join me with masterclass and you have a lot of fun. And I'm going to start this English community on August 8th, which is an English online salon. I have about 6,000 members in Japanese community salon. I'm going to start the same thing in English. So if you're interested in learning about this, please join the community. And Mindvalley is such a great place too. There are so many great teachers. Some of them are my best friends. So please stay with Mindvalley and enjoy masterclass. I'm so grateful for Mindvalley because they provide so many great classes for free. And if you feel like learning more, you can pay after that. But you guys are too good in providing such great quality free classes. And the videos and the music and everything is super high quality. So I really enjoy watching other teachers as well. So not only my class, but I enjoy other classes. Because there are great teachers in the world. So thank you, Ezra, and thank you for joining the Mindvalley Facebook Live. And I hope to see you again. Isn't this too much fun, Ezra?
Oh, it's great. And we're going to do more of it.
Yeah, we'll do it sometime soon. So please stay connected. You can find all the information at kenhonda.com or Mindvalley. I think they will provide you with all the information like this. Okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you so much for your time. It's been
Thank
a
you.
wonderful conversation with you.
Yes.
Tribe and community, we're going to be doing this more on the launch that starts on July 26th. You can find out more about that by clicking on the link for the masterclass that's pinned to the comments here to find out more about how you can join that. We have 3 live calls coming up with Ken where we're going to be doing a Q&A for an hour, and he's going to be teaching some more with you.
Yes.
It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to be hosting those calls, so I'm really excited to spend more time with
great.
Ken.
Yes. Thank you, Ezra.
Yes, we will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you. And have a great day. Have a great night wherever you are. Arigato.
Arigato.
Arigato.